everybody had a good weekend, and I'm so glad to have you with me today. I'm out here by my car. I'm about to unload my treasures that I found this past weekend when I went to the Nashville and Lebanon antique shows. And first I want to say it was so good to meet so many of you. Y'all are all so sweet, and it just touches my heart. It's so much fun to go and see people that leave comments for me, or just to get to meet some of you. It was really special to me. But I thought I would share with you today what I found this weekend. I've been saving my money for a while now because I knew these shows were coming. They come every February, so I've been saving my money, and I got a lot of things, but the things that I did get, I found for a good price. So I'm just going to show you what I got. I'm going to unload these things and show you what I got, and then I'll show you what I do with them. Got me a crock here, a number 4 crock, and then I got this number 2 crock. Again, I got these things for such a good price, y'all. And a lot of them had maybe like a little hairline cloth or something. Nothing that was, would hurt it, or it would break easy. So I got these things for a really good price. I was so excited. I kind of went a little crock crazy, y'all. So bear with me. Now this is my favorite. I absolutely loved this one. This is the one I splurged on a little bit for me to splurge. So it's my absolute favorite. So I'm just not sure where I want to put it yet, but I got to find just the right place. And y'all that know me know how much I love rye baskets. And this was my other splurge. I saw it. It's the only one I saw when I was down there. I love the shape of it, and I just fell in love with it. So I did splurge a little bit on this, but this is probably going to be my new favorite basket. Okay, here's another one that I found. I bought this at the Lebanon show, and again, it had a crack that ran all the way down it, but it wasn't anything that would damage the stability of it, I guess. But this one, and it had a little bit of blue on it, and it's that nice ovoid shape that I like. Y'all got this for $50, which was really a steal for one of these ovoid style crocks. They're very expensive, so I was tickled to death to get that. Okay, my last thing. I know y'all can see I have a weakness for rye baskets and ovoid crocks, but this one was really pretty. It had some of the blue around the handle, and again, I hate to keep telling y'all this, but I did. I got these all for such a good price that and a lot of times they're so expensive to just buy one, but I really got a good deal on all these. So now I've got to figure out where I want to put them. I think instead of kind of spreading them out, I want to maybe put them together in one of my cabinets. So I'm going to go inside and try to figure out. I think I know where I'm going to put them, but we'll see. So that's it. And I did get one thing that I'll show you in the house when we get inside. Okay, y'all, I've got two things I want to show you. I have been searching high and low for so long to try to find a smaller sawbuck table to put in front of my couch. And I was so lucky. I found this at the sale in Lebanon from Gleaner Antiques in Ohio. And she was the sweetest lady. She was so sweet. And of course, she came down on the price, and I was just tickled to death. I couldn't get it loaded up quick enough. But let me show you. There it is. That's a better view of it. And you can see it's got old red paint underneath it. And then I loved the top of it. It had two big wide boards. You can see it's got two big wide boards. One board's wider than the other one. Oh, and I just fell in love with it. So I went ahead and brought it in yesterday. And so I've been kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to put it. And now all I need to do is figure out what I want to put on top of it. I went ahead and set a banister back on each side, but now I got to figure out maybe one of these crocks. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I guess you probably noticed that this is not the same love seat that I've had in here forever. I moved that love seat into my bedroom. It was a navy blue coverlet pattern. And what I did, I've had this love seat for a long time. I had it in my craft room in my window. And it was just a red and white, kind of a big, really wasn't a check. It was more like a plaid. And I had it in my bedroom for a long time, moved it to my craft room. And then when I was down in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, there were a bunch of antique stores down there. And I had gone down there to do Angela Hillstrom's home for Christmas. So Mom and I decided to stop back in Bell Buckle and see what, I never had been to Bell Buckle, so I wanted to see what it was all about. We went in this one store and they had a whole roll of this fabric, and it's upholstery fabric. And it's kind of, I don't know if you can tell from the video, the color might change a little bit, but it's a ruddy red. It's like a brick red. And she had a whole roll of it. It had 15 yards on this roll for $75, which is an absolute steal. If you've ever bought upholstery fabric, I mean, it can be up to $30, $45 a yard, especially to get the kind of fabric that we all like. So I was tickled to death to get that. So I got it back before Christmas, and I've been looking for someone that does covers furniture, does upholstery work. And I found a lady in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and she did the best job, and she was very reasonable. And I had bought this couch years ago at the Nashville flea market. I gave $135 for it years ago, back when, oh my gosh, it's probably been 20 years ago. And I've had it forever, and I've really been wanting to cover it. So I was so lucky that I found her to do it. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I had found a chair. I don't even know if I told you about it. I had found a chair on Facebook Marketplace. And it was a chair that had the big wings and, the kind of chairs like we like that are so expensive to buy. So I got that several months ago, back in the fall. And so when I went to pick this up, I was so glad that I had enough fabric left on the roll that I could cover that chair too. So right now she's got my chair, and I should get it back probably next week. So I'll share that with you guys when it comes back. So now I'm going to have this piece and a matching chair in here in my living room. And I like having this red because it kind of brightens it up a little bit in here, because my things tend to get so dark and sometimes a little dull, even though I love the dull. But, I had moved that red cabinet that I got in here, the one I bought for my bedroom, and I ended up using it in here in my living room. So now with the few red pieces I've got, because I love the early red paint, with my sawbuck table and the cabinet, and now with the couch, I feel like it'll all blend good together. So I'm crossing my fingers. After all this work and the money I've put into it, I hope that it looks good. But I'll let you guys know after I get the chair back. We'll see what it looks like. But first, I think I'm going to get working on this sawbuck table, what I want to put on this table. Okay, I think I'm going to start here with this table and try to figure out what I want to put on it. I know one thing for sure that I want to put on here. I want to put my tricorn hat box. So let me get that. I know I want to put that on here. I just think that this looks pretty with this sign that I moved back here that has the black in it. I don't know, I just kind of think this looks like it goes with that. So I want to leave that here. And I may try one of my new Crocs right here. And I know that I want to put one of my little rug pieces down. I think I like this side that's more red. Okay, I've got an old wooden bowl that's got some tobacco in it. I'm going to set that here with a couple of these pipes, these clay pipes. That looks. Let's try that. I like this crock here, but I'm going to try one other thing. I think I'm going to try my big green demijohn bottle. Find where it sets level. I think I like that there. I think I like that. I think I'm going to leave that. Now I've got a hole up here where I had my green bottle. So what I think I'm going to put here I think I'm going to put this rye basket that I bought. I know it's big, but I think it's going to be pretty up here. And I know it's hiding that one sampler. I may have to do something about that. But I do like that here. Let me see if it looks too big. No, I think I like that there. I think I'm just going to leave that there for now. I may end up moving it, but for now I think it looks okay. Yeah, I've kind of been thinking about what I want to do with these Crocs that I bought. And I was thinking, you know, Crocs some of them are really tall, so it's hard to fit them in a cabinet. But the good thing about this cabinet, I was thinking this one would be perfect because all the way up this cabinet, there's little half moon kind of cutouts in the wood. And it has these little braces that hold the shelf up, so you can make these any height that you want them, as low or as high as you want them. So I'm going to try to take everything out of here and raise these shelves up enough where that I can put my Crocs in here. So let me take everything out. Let me see here. See? These shelves come out, and then they have this long little brace stick thing, and it fits inside these little circles here to support the shelf. So let me see how high we need this bottom shelf to be. Because I know I've got Crocs that are going to be that tall. Let me see if that's my tallest one. That one's a little bit taller. And I'll put something in the center here. Now this is one that I already had. Let's see how high that needs to be. Okay. Boy, I like those shelves that you're able to do that. All right. But I don't think I like this one in there. It's too light. Now this was my favorite one that I got last weekend. I think I'll put it there. I think that one looks pretty. Those colors kind of go together. And I think I can lower this shelf a little. Okay. That one won't fit. No, I think instead of using this big one here, maybe add something a little different in there, not just all Crocs. Yeah, I think that looks better instead of that big Croc. I think I'm going to leave that. And now that I got all those Crocs in that shelf, I don't think these look good beside this anymore. I think I'm going to swap ends with this stuff. Yeah, I think that definitely looks better because there was just too many. Those were kind of a gray crock with blue, and these were kind of more brown, so I think this looks better. Now I'm going to work on this table. This table here is the table that I did have in front of my little love seat, and that's where I put my sawbuck table, my new sawbuck table. So now I moved that table that was there over here, and I turned it a different direction because with these big banister back chairs on each end, it was kind of too long. It was kind of in the front, in the way of my front door. So I turned it the opposite way. Now I just got to figure out what I want to put on this table. So let me get to working on that. And since I've got so many crocks over here, I think I want to do something different on here. I don't want to do a crock. Maybe I'll do some sort of basket. Let me see what I can find. I don't know. Let me try this crock with these flowers. I don't know if that I'll like that, but let me see. Well, it kind of livens it up a little bit over here. I've got so much dark things other than my wool. Maybe I will leave that there. But let's put a rug scrap on there to set this crock on. And in case y'all hear all these crazy noises, drills and hammers, my husband's downstairs working in the basement. And he's especially loud today. And there goes the drill right there. I don't know if my microphones are going to pick that up. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. Get our chairs back right. Well, I think I like that. I think it looks pretty over here. I don't think I'm going to add anything else on the table. I don't think. Probably don't need anything else. But now I've got some holes in here where I've taken stuff out to put in this cabinet because I used some of my older crocks over here that I already had. So now I've got to fill in these holes. Well, I'm not sure what I had in here, but evidently I moved something out here and I left a hole. I think I had a basket in there that I used somewhere else. So I've got a couple of mortar and pestles that I'm going to put here, if that will fit, and I don't think that's going to fit. Well, maybe I won't do that. I love old books. I know everybody does. Now, I'd rather have them standing straight up, but since they won't fit, that's what we're going to have to go with. Now, over here, this is where I had the big crock that I moved in front of the fireplace. And I like the flowers in the window, so I'm going to use this crock here that I got this weekend and put these in here. See how that looks? I think I'm going to trade these back. I think this one will look prettier in front of the fireplace. And this one, I just like this one better in the window. I think it looks prettier. So now I've got two holes here where I used to have crocks that I moved in there to that tall cabinet. But I think I can slide this over and put this other crock that I got this weekend. I can put it right there. Except that one's a little bit different color, and I don't really know if that looks good. Maybe this one will work instead of this. Here's one other thing that I wanted to show you. I had already unloaded this when I unloaded my car, so I missed getting to show it to you. I got this beautiful red antique coverlet, and the red ones for me are hard to find. I only have one other one, and I've got it folded at the foot of my bed. So I bought this one, and I actually moved this settee here from my living room into my bedroom. So I'm standing here in front of this cabinet that I moved a few weeks ago, and I did have, I don't know, I've had so many different things here. I had the red couch here that I just got recovered. So now it's in the living room. And this used to be in the living room and now it's in here. So I'm back to having a little love seat in here in my bedroom, and I think I like that better. And I decided to just fold this pretty red coverlet over this blue. It kind of blends in, you know, it looks pretty in here with the blue and red that I have in my bedroom. So I kind of just wanted to show you what I did with this couch, and I'm going to show you a little bit bigger view so you can kind of see what it looks like now. So there it is in front of that cabinet. I moved this little tavern table in here. So you can see I've got it setting where the red one used to set. And I like it. The blue, I think, looks pretty with the blue bed curtains that I have. So I think I'm going to leave it this way. I think I like that in here. And now here's some of the changes that I made in the living room. Now there's my sawbuck table. And what I put on top of it, where I moved the green demijohn bottle. And there's my reupholstered love seat. I can't wait to get my chair back. And then I changed what was over the love seat. I put that sign. And that's pretty much the same. I added my new rye basket up here. Now there's the table that I changed out. Added that new crock with some flowers. There's where I placed those books. Of course, I changed my mantle. I swapped the ends with the crocks. And then here's where I changed and put all those crocks, different ones I had in the house and the few that I got this weekend. So that's pretty much what I did with everything. And you know how it goes. You bring in a few things and before you know it, you've blowed the whole house up. Now, I couldn't end this video without showing you what my mom got this weekend. She bought this beautiful table and she's going to use it as an island in her kitchen. And it's so pretty. It has early red paint on the bottom of it. And I think it looks so good with the way that we redid her kitchen a couple of weeks ago, where we added in the red fireplace mantle and we just tried to add some red in here into her kitchen. And what I found so neat about this table was pointed out to me by my dear friend David Woodard. And to me, he's like the historian on antiques. All things antiques, he just knows. And he said that down here on the stretcher base, where it looks like it's worn, that would have been where the man sat on that side, and that would have been where he propped his boots. And you can see on the woman's side, it didn't have that indentation. So he said that was a really neat thing about that. And think how many years it probably took to get that to wear like that. But anyway, I thought that was neat. And you can see here Mama moved that red cabinet she did have right there as her divider over there under the window. And then I think that red table she bought looks so good with what we did last couple weeks ago with the red fireplace mantle. And she also got that beautiful carrier that's sitting on top of the table. It had the prettiest little design in the handle. So that's the two treasures that Mama found, and that's what she ended up doing with them. Well, guys, I think I got everything put in place. Everything I got last weekend, I think I found a home for it. And I love everything that I got. And I know you guys are probably tired of watching me rearrange my house and do this sort of thing, but I usually do it a couple of times a year. I'll do it right after Christmas in February, and then I'll do it again. I kind of get a wild hair in the fall and start trying to change some things around in the fall. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video,
And I will see you in the next one.